Ecamm Live just dropped a new big update, really, that, brings a lot of things that we were asking for them to include into the core, to include into the feature set of the software. And I'm just going to go through these four options on this one particular video and just to show you exactly what 4.4 version of Ecamm Live entails. All right, so the first one is something that if you were using OBS, you might have been able to download a plugin. It's called the Move Transition plugin, or I believe that's what it's called. But the problem is that OBS is a great open source software, but it lacks a lot of different things that could make your live stream or your video a little bit better. And this is what Move Transition really is. So this feature is called Live Motion Transition for Ecamm Live. And what it does is takes your video, like what you're seeing right here, and if you have another scene where the video is in another spot, it moves it smoothly from this to this. So this is something that, we've been talking about, giving our suggestions to Ken and Glenn and the rest of the Ecamm team, is that this is something that we really like to see as more kind of not customizable, but more options for transitions between different scenes. So what it is that it's actually a very simple thing that you can do. Let's go ahead into live demo mode. So of course this is also, I'm recording it during a live stream as well. So that's why you got all this stuff here as well. This is what I normally see during a typical live stream that I do for either independent creator, 0 Point Report, any creator hub, and any Two-Tone Waffle the first 2 hours series. So this is pretty much what I see. So getting back to the live motion transition it is in the options menu here on the top. So what you want to do is go into options, and you'll see the transition here, and then live motion is the new feature that you'll see that you can set for your default. So if you want to go between this scene and your next scene, go ahead and hit live motion. And what's going to happen is once you go from one scene to another, you'll have the live motion effect to take place between your different scenes. And you can do this for every scene, or what you could do, if you go into your preferences menu and then you go into video, and then you have your default transition, you can change that here as well. So you can set it up for no transition or one of the other options that are available within the Ecamm Live, the features, transition features here. So I have it set up for live motion is the default transition. So let's go ahead and close that. So what is live motion is basically something extra that you can have, to make your scene transitions and your videos and your live streams just a little bit more fun and engaging, and the effect is very smooth and runs perfectly smooth is the correct term. So that's live motion transition. It is a baked in feature of Ecamm Live version 4.4. Now another new feature is something that is geared more for those that have a PTZ camera. What is a PTZ camera, you might ask? Well, good thing that you asked. It means pan, tilt, and zoom. It's a camera that has the ability to be controlled to move its actual sensor up, down, left, right, and also zoom in and out. If we're looking in the past, a lot of cameras like that were were an expensive piece of equipment, because PTZ has the linear motors, and it's also probably thousands of dollars or higher than that. But luckily, technology is here. The future is now, where we can look at the OBSpot, Tail, Mini, and the Go has the capability to do a PTZ function. The camera head actually moves on its gimbal. Now, an Ecamm, which normally what you would do is you'll have to set up your camera and then use either your phone or iPad or use an app on your computer in order to control the PTZ camera, well, it's baked into Ecamm right now. Now, I'm not going to really do anything because last time I did test on it and it did freeze up my Elgato face cam. So I'll just show you where you can find it. So if you go into your camera switcher, you'll see this little icon, these arrows that go up, down, left, right. So if you click on that, it gives you the PTZ camera controls right within Ecamm. So you can control this right inside Ecamm. Just move the camera head around or zoom in and out, and it's built in. You don't have to, have your phone and do it from there, or try to get the camera control app on the actual camera and the little joystick. And it's makes it a lot easier to do this straight in your live streaming and recording software. So that is PTZ camera control directly into Ecamm Live version 4.4. Now, another option, or another, I should say, feature, is an inclusion of audio plugins. This has been one of probably the most often requested features suggested within Ecamm Live's community, is to include plugins of actually audio plugins. So if you're looking on our live demo mode here, you'll see in our sound levels, there's this new icon. It looks like a puzzle piece. So let's go ahead and click on that. And now I'll try to keep this limited because the effects will become annoying if you start stacking a whole bunch of them on top of each other. But it does give you several options. So we have our audio filters. And the nice thing is, before I get any further, is that you can include this by clicking on the cogwheel here on the main mic, which I mostly use, but some people also have a secondary mic, say if they're using like a Rodecaster Pro and they have a guest in a physical location right there, or guitar or whatever, you have a secondary mic. You can also include these filters or these plugins on your guest as well. Now, this also includes your Zoom guests being brought into Zoom or using interview mode within Ecamm. So you can put individual plugins. Let's say one of your guests was having a lot of background noise, that they're like in a very noisy room, and they can't do much of anything to mitigate that. So what you could do is say, hey, I'm going to put this plugin on guest 1, and we'll go to sound isolation. Now, what sound isolation does, it cuts out a lot of the background noise. So if you have a fan going that you need because you're in the middle of summer and the room that you're in is completely encased in heat and you can't get anywhere else because your situation, well, don't worry about that, because you just put on the sound isolation and any kind of background noise is automatically taken out by changing the wet dry mix, which means we'll just say off and on, or the levels of isolation. So right now, if I had it on my mic, it would cut down a lot of noise, but I don't have to worry about that because I do have a beacon mic that does a lot of that work for me. So this gives people a lot of options in order to, say, hey, I need to make my sound a little bit better, a little bit more crisper, or anything like that, or just have some fun. So another plugin is the pitch. So if this person was coming in through Zoom or interview mode, and you just want to have a little bit of fun, you can turn the pitch to, the deep demon voice, or, to the baby voice. I'm doing it myself because, yeah. So, and what you could do is stack multiple plugins on top of each other, but you just have to remember, the more plugins that you stack, the how it affects your sound audio, your audio quality. So that is the audio filters and plugins feature that can be found within Ecamm Live version 4.4. So definitely give it a check. Definitely check it out if you're going to do anything with an Ecamm. All these new features are available for free within the Ecamm Live environment. Some features probably are going to be. All these features are available to all levels of Ecamm Live, so you don't have to worry about ones are only on a pro level or anything like that. Now there is another feature. Yes, there's one more. Is Ecamm for Zoom enhancements. This one is kind of, I'm not really going to be able to show it off much because I'm not on a Zoom call or anything right now. But basically what it does, it enhances the Zoom experience. Is for a lot of people that use Ecamm and Zoom combined together for client calls or presentations or anything like that. One of the things is, if I have like this camera right now, I can have it where if I have multiple other people talking or next in line to be talking, this camera would automatically switch to the person that is currently speaking. And there is a slight delay, so it's not that, abrupt camera switch that you see from other software or any other places. It gives it a more professional look that says, hey, this other person is talking. Give it 1, 2, and then camera switch to that person within your setup that you have this camera set up for that particular active chatter camera. I know that's probably not what it's called. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but there are some other enhancements as well. Let's actually go back into demo mode. We go to our preferences, and there are some new improvements or additions into the Zoom tab on the general settings. So like I said, you can have the guest name, like a little tag be where the two-tone waffle icon is right here. You can have the person's name can show up there. You can also include Zoom active speaker camera. That's what it's called, active speaker. And you can have it show me as an active speaker using camera A or whatever your camera situation is set up for. And you can also exclude visible inputs from active speaker camera. So there is a lot of things that can be found within Ecamm Live's version 4.4. And if this is not it, they're constantly making some improvements, looking for your suggestions. If there's something that you want to see that is not a part of Ecamm right now, no problem. All you gotta do is just join up with the on Facebook group or the Discord server and say in the correct locations, say, hey, I got a suggestion. Ecamm is missing this one great feature that I think a lot of people would like. Definitely let your voice be heard. And yeah, there'll be another version with whatever suggestion that you probably put in might show up there. But that is Ecamm Live version 4.4. Definitely looking for the next one, 4.5. These are already old. We're looking for the next ones, right? But anyways, if you liked what you saw here, definitely let me know what is your favorite feature of Ecamm Live in the comments down below. And on that, I'll see you on the next one.